Hello, this is Neve with the Rainbow Cauldron and Seamus. Say hi, Seamus.
Hi.
And we are doing a belated full moon reading. The full moon was a few days ago. I think it was on Friday, but we've had a lot going on, so we didn't do our normal full moon ritual, and I've kind of been taking my time getting this full moon reading out, but we're doing it today, and today's the 22nd. And what we have here is we've got a blue candle burning for moon energy, and I have a moon incense going, and I have my amethyst geode along with my quartz crystal, and I also put a sodalite here. And this is primarily for me, as I've kind of been having some trouble sleeping lately, so I'm keeping this sodalite here for some calming energy. Okay, so the first card is the full moon energies from the full moon. So this is some passing energy, since the full moon was a few days ago, and we have one, the elements, and then over here we have the two of water, and then the crone of air. Do you want to pull this next one? Put it this way.
And we have the crone of fire.
This is number 13.
13 Yule.
Yule, that's right. The last card, you want to pull that? And
this is 4 of earth.
4 of earth. Okay, Seamus. So starting at the full moon energies, and this is probably some passing energies. We're probably past this energy now. What do you think this is telling us, Seamus? You notice how we have all 4 of the ritual tools here, all 4 energies. We've got the wand, the chalice, the pentacle, and the sword, or the athame. So what do you think this means?
That they're starting a ritual.
Maybe, like starting a project or something. That could be it. Now, this can be indicative of a couple things. Lean back a little bit. First, it could indicate energies coming from all different directions. A lot going on. Many different paths or choices to make. Maybe even some chaos. Having everything on your plate, but maybe too much on your plate. And in traditional tarot decks, this card is represented by the magician. And in the traditional image, a magician is standing in front of an altar with all 4 ritual tools of the minor arcana in front of him: the wand for fire, the sword for air, pentacle for earth, and the chalice for water. I often interpret this as either mastering a situation and coming into control, or having too much on one's plate. A lot going on in one's life. The interpretation really depends on the rest of the reading and the spread. So either starting a new project, like what Seamus said, or having a lot of energies coming from all sorts of different directions, maybe some choices to make, being pulled in different directions, or coming together and mastering something. So that's the energies that has probably already passed. And then we're coming to the 2 of water. And Seamus, what do you think this card is telling us?
They're sharing.
They're sharing? That's a good interpretation. And what kind of feelings do you get from this card?
Happy.
Happy. What about
Love.
love? Yeah. Here we go.
Yay.
Yeah, some loving energies here. Love, coming together, partnership, and Seamus said a pretty good thing when he said sharing. Sharing is probably right too. Here we're seeing a comforting partnership, getting support from loved ones. Obviously, there's a romantic nature to this card, but that doesn't necessarily mean some romantic situations may occur. However, what this card primarily is talking about is partnership and support. It's often represented in a romantic nature, as our romantic partners tend to be the primary source of this kind of support, but the energies here have to do with receiving or giving support to a loved one, or coming together in a partnership, business or romantic. Okay, and the next two cards, I'm actually going to read these together because it's the same energies coming through. And Seamus, what do you see from these two cards? What do you think they're showing?
Fire.
Well, is it showing the fire there?
No.
It looks like that candle's been burned out. What about this book? Did she just close that book?
Yes.
So what do you think these two things are talking about? We've got two old women here. One closed a book, finished a book, closed it, and one blew out her candle. So what do you think that's talking about?
Darkness.
Darkness, maybe the end, like the end of something, right? When you finish a book, what do?
You close it.
Close the book, that's right. So right here with the two crones, the energies right before and during the new moon, we're getting an ending of a situation. In the crone of air, we're seeing a woman, an old woman, a crone, closing the book on a situation, and here we're seeing an old woman blowing out the candle on a situation. So there's some sort of project or situation that's coming to an end right before and during the new moon. And then we're moving on to right after the new moon, and we're getting very similar energies here. And what do you think this card is telling you, Seamus?
That's Yule time.
Well, yeah, and what do we do on Yule time? What are we celebrating?
The god.
The god being what?
Born.
Born. Good job. So what's going on here is we're seeing similar energies to the crone cards. Yule is an ending. It's in the dead of winter. Things have been dying for a long time. It's no wonder that in traditional tarot decks, this card is represented by death. And it's the transition between this life and the spirit life. Can you sit up, Seamus? Thank you. On Yule, we celebrate the birth of the sun. That's S-O-N and S-U-N. It's the longest night of the year and the shortest day. However, after Yule, the days begin to grow longer. So while the situation from the previous two cards has ended, a new beginning starts here right after the new moon. All right, and we're going to move on to the last card, and we are seeing the Four of Earth. Hold on. Let's put this card up here so we can see. Okay, Seamus, what are you seeing from this card? What are these gnomes doing?
Pulling out rocks.
Pulling out rocks, and they're stacking them up. And see how there's all sorts of different piles of rocks that and they're guarding these rocks too, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what we have here, we have these gnomes storing their rocks, keeping them safe, saving, guarding what they have, and preparing for the future. Stop, Seamus. Oh. Seamus wants to wave. Okay, this is a card of conservation, protection and preparation. Spending less and saving more. Keeping what you have close to you and not frivolously spending. Kind of being careful of what you spend, being careful of what you give. And I notice somewhat of a difference between these two cards. This card is a very giving card, sharing, like what Seamus said earlier, whereas this card is kind of the opposite of sharing. It's kind of a stinginess and being guarded and not sharing so much, kind of keeping what you have close to you, sort of a thing. All right, and that's the energies we're getting for this full moon cycle. I'm sorry that this reading has come out a little bit later, but I hope this resonates with some of you. I know it's not going to be on point with all of you because I think that would be pretty impossible. I don't think everyone has the same exact situations going on in their lives, but hopefully this brings some sort of something for you to think about concerning situations going on for you, and what sorts of attitudes to have for situations. And I hope this is helpful. Have a good full moon cycle. Blessed be. She can say blessed be.
Blessed be!
Thank you.
Thank you!